Mataji for kindly hosting us at their place and organizing all the various programs here with the congregation for ISKCON of Columbus. I'm thankful to Alankar Prabhu for arranging the recording and for being very like-minded. Thank you, Prabhu. And dear devotees, today's topic is Darsan of Sri Damodar. So I'd like to begin with a very simple question. Please raise your hands. How many of us want to see Krishna face to face in this life? All right. So today's topic is about that. Okay. Before we begin, Mangalacharan or auspicious invocations is the most important practice of any particular program, any particular literature, any particular event in the Vedic tradition. Those who are Shishta, those who are disciplined according to Shastra, they always perform Mangalacharan. They always begin their events with Mangalacharan, auspicious invocations in order to remove any obstacles in the execution of the event. So I will also perform Mangalacharan in that same tradition. Most of us know these verses. You can kindly sing along with me. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Nitai Gaur Premanande Panchabihi sah statavyam gantavyam panchabihi sah vaktavyam na dukkham panchabihi sah. Panchabihi sah statavyam, it is said if you want to stay at one place, stay with at least 5 people. That way, if you have an argument or quarrel with one person, there are 4 other people you can speak to. Gantavyam panchabihi sah. If you want to travel somewhere, you should travel with at least how many people? 5 people. That way, if you fall into some difficulty, there are 5 people to protect you. And Panchabihi Saha Vaktavyam, if you want to speak something, there should be at least how many people? But so many are here today. Huh? At least 5 should be there if you want to speak something, but today there are more than 20. Na dukkham, there is absolutely no unhappiness. If at least 5 are present, there is all happiness. My happiness is increased by more than 4 times. More than 20 devotees are present. Na dukkham panchabihi sah. Thank you for kindly being present here today. I asked a question in the beginning, which I'll ask again. How many of us want to see Krishna face to face in this very life? Please raise your hands. So dear devotees, I also had this desire. of seeing Krishna face to face. But today I have some bad news for all of you. And I will share that bad news with you. But before I begin, I'd like to say that this particular topic has interested me a lot over the years since I began my journey on this path of Krishna Bhakti. This was back in 2001 when I began walking on this path, and I always wanted to see Krishna face to face. Actually speaking, in the beginning, when I used to ask devotees, how will I be able to see Krishna face to face? Then devotees would show me often letters of encouragement from Srila Prabhupada. There are many letters by Srila Prabhupada wherein Srila Prabhupada says that this is a great science, Krishna consciousness. Just try to understand it very nicely. All you have to do is chant your 16 rounds, follow 4 regulative principles, and very soon you will see that Krishna is speaking with you face to face, what to speak of supplying your necessities. This is a letter he wrote to his disciple named Jayashri Dasi, and that in that letter he encouraged her that chant your 16 rounds, follow 4 regulative principles, very soon you will be able to see Krishna face to face. Hearing these instructions, I became very eager to follow, nicely. But in due course of time, I realized that it was not so simple. Actually speaking, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur has said something in his Kalyan Kalpataru. Sri Bhakti Vinod Thakur says about darshan of Krishna. And Sri Bhakti Vinod Thakur sings something. I will sing the song, sing a paragraph from that song. Please hear and repeat. All right. Janama safalata, Janama safalata, Krishna darshanaya, Krishna darshanaya, भाग्य होय आछे एक बार, एक बार. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, Janama Safalatar. His life is successful. Krishna Darshana Jar Bhagye, in whose good fortune there is darshan of Krishna. Hoy ache ek bar. At least how many times? Once. So I was very encouraged by hearing such statements of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur that in this life I have to see Krishna only how many times? Once. If I am able to get a darshan of Krishna at least once in this life, then my life will be successful. Sri Rupa Goswami also says something in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. He says that Tvat Sakshad Darshana Hlada Vishuddhabdhi Sthitasya Me Sukhani Goshpadayante Brahmanyapi Jagadguru. Sri Rupa Goswami says, Bhagavan, since I have seen you, the very first time I saw you, it was such a great joy. It was as if I was situated in a big ocean of supreme joy. After experiencing that joy of seeing you face to face, all other happiness of this world has become very insignificant for me. As insignificant as water in the hoof print of a calf. Right now I am surrounded by water of an ocean. And that water of the ocean is my happiness. And all other happiness appears like the water in the hoof print of a calf to me. Even the happiness of merging in the impersonal Brahman. So, when I heard such statements by Srila Rupa Goswami, I was encouraged further to have a darshan of Sri Krishna face to face. But I did not know what is the eligibility of having a darshan of Krishna. I do not know what is the eligibility to see Krishna. So I was always trying to inquire about what is the eligibility that is required to see Krishna face to face. Dear devotees, I'd like to, I always had the desire to know how it is that I can acquire that eligibility. I tried to read through Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, but I could not find any specific eligibility where it is mentioned how you can see Krishna face to face. The Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu is the main literature of our Sampradaya, Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, and it gives the details of how to execute this process of bhakti. But I could not easily find any statement which gives the eligibility to get a direct darshan, direct vision of Sri Krishna. Finally, I found a statement in the commentary of one Acharya, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary has given 14 stages of bhakti in which you attain perfection. So I would like to repeat these 14 stages of bhakti in which usually every devotee attains perfection. And in those 14 stages of bhakti, he had mentioned darshan. So I will sing those verses from memory. You have to hear and repeat after me. All right? Please repeat after me. Satam kripa mahatseva Shraddha Guru Padashrayah Bhajaneshu Spriha Bhaktir Anartha Pagamastatah Nishtha Ruchir Atha Sakti Rati Premath Darshanam Harer Madhuryanubhava Ityartha Syuh Chaturdasha Chaturdasha. There are 14 stages of progress. Hear carefully, dear devotees. Stage 1, Satam Kripa. First and foremost, there should be the mercy of a certain devotee. All right. This is the first stage of entering into bhakti. Without the mercy of an existing devotee, Krishna will not knock on your door and say, wake up, it is time to join ISKCON. That is not going to happen. First, some devotee has to come in contact with us. Satam Kripa. Second is Mahat Seva. Then we have to render some service to the devotees in their association. This is the second step. Third is Shraddha. As a result, we develop Shraddha. What is the meaning of Shraddha, dear devotees? Faith in what? See, different devotees have different answers. Huh? We are not on the same page regarding Shraddha. So, dear devotees, today let us come on the same page regarding Shraddha. What do the previous acharyas say about Shraddha? Okay, what is Shraddha? Please repeat after me. Shastra, Artha, Vishwas, Eva Shraddha. Shraddha is Shastra, Artha, Vishwas. To have faith in the meanings of what? Shastra is Shraddha. We directly don't come to know about Krishna. We come to know about Krishna through what? Shastra. And we have faith in that Shastra. Therefore, we develop faith in Krishna. How many of us joined the process because we put faith in Prabhupada's books? Please raise your hands. So that is Shraddha. That was our Shraddha. And then all other types of Shraddha are results of this initial Shraddha. So Shraddha means Shraddha in which entity, dear devotees? Scriptures. So Shraddha, third step. Fourth step, Guru Padashrayah. The scriptures will tell you go approach a Guru. And don't stay like that. Go approach a Guru. So then we approach a Guru who has the qualifications of a proper Guru. And who tells us what are the qualifications of a proper Guru? Who tells us? Shastra. Shastra tells us what are the qualifications of a proper Guru. After getting shelter of a guru, bhajaneshu spriha, fifth step, there will be desire to perform bhakti. Sixth step, bhakti, actually perform bhakti. Seventh step, anartha apagama, by performing bhakti with deep attachment to Krishna, start going away. Eighth, nishtha, we will become even more fixed on the path. Ninth, ruchi, we will develop first semblance of taste for Bhagwan. Krishna is mine. 10th, asakti, we will start developing deep attachment. 11th, rati, we will develop what is called as bhava bhakti. 12th, we will develop prema. Prema is condensed love of Krishna. And stage 13th is darshan. After prema, we will get what? Darshan. Now, darshan is which stage, dear devotees? But I told you progress is made in how many stages? So, darshan is not the final stage. Darshan is only to see Krishna through the eyes. 14th is Hare Madhuri Anubhava, a complete experience of Hari's sweetness through all the senses, through ears, through nose, through all the senses. That is the 14th stage of our bhakti. These are the 14 stages in which a devotee progresses. I was very happy. This is in the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur to Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.22. I am giving the reference. So this is in Srimad Bhagavatam commentary, Sararth Darshini Tika. I was very happy. I finally found the eligibility for attaining what? Darshan. Darshan was stage number what? 13. In order to reach stage number 13, dear devotees, I'll have to reach the stage before it. Stage number 12. Who remembers what was stage number 12? Prema. Oh my goodness. So, I was so happy, and at the same time, I was a little scared because, Hare Bapre, darshan. Without getting darshan, I cannot see Krishna. So difficult it is, but I am not a person who gives up easily. I rolled my sleeves up and I said, Chalo, from today, we will start stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Gradually, I will reach stage number 12. Finally, after stage number 12, which is Prema, I will reach which stage? Stage number 13, Darshan. So I started enthusiastically every morning, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And I thought very soon I will achieve Prema, and after Prema, I will definitely see Krishna face to face. But there was bad news on the way. One of my habits is to keep reading some Shastra from time to time. So I used to read Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu regularly in the original Sanskrit, that is Rupa Goswami's original Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, what has been translated in English as Nectar of Devotion. So I was reading through Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, and there was a section which suddenly came up which has nothing to do with darshan. Sri Rupa Goswami was describing the life of a devotee carpenter, and this devotee carpenter, he used to stay in Dwapar Yuga before Krishna's appearance, and he used to worship a deity of Bal Gopal. Rupa Goswami says Bal Gopal, which means he used to consider himself as the father and the deity as what? Son. And Sri Rupa Goswami says by doing this he attained perfection. I am repeating the original words of Sri Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Eastern Division, 3rd wave. Kindly repeat after me. These are Rupa Goswami's original words. Tatha hi shruyate shastre kaschit kurupuri sthitah नंदसूनोर अधिष्ठानम तत्र पुत्र तया भजन नारदस्योपदेशेन सिद्धो भूत वृद्धवार्धकी सिद्धो भूत वृद्धवार्धकी. Rupa Goswami says tatha hi shruyate shastre. It is heard in shastra, in scripture. See, Rupa Goswami also puts his shraddha in what? Shastra, way of the previous acharyas. Tatha hi shruyate shastre. Dear devotees, it is heard in the previous scriptures. Kaschit, some individual was there, Kurupuri Sthita, who used to stay in Kurukshetra. What was he doing? Nanda Sunor Adhishthanam. He was worshipping a deity of the son of Nanda Maharaj. Who is son of Nanda Maharaj? Krishna. But by saying son of Nanda, he is indicating small baby Krishna. Putra Taya Bhajan. By considering the deity as his son. Which means he is considering himself as the what? Father. And considering Shri Krishna as his son. Now, why was he doing that? Rupa Goswami says, Naradasya Upadeshena. By the instructions of whom? Narad. Siddho Abhut. He attained perfection. Who was he? So, Sri Rupa Goswami says, Vriddha Vardhaki. He was old carpenter. Old carpenter who attained perfection. Now, in this verse, is there anything about darshan? No. There was an old carpenter who stayed in Kurukshetra. He worshipped a deity of Bal Gopal in the mood of the deity being the son and himself being the father. He attained perfection. He was an old carpenter. That's all. Now, I also decided to look in the commentaries of the previous acharyas. So, I decided to look in the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur starts to say something which I had not expected before. I am quoting the direct words of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Kindly repeat after me. Pratima iti anena iyam seva na vrajendrasya bhava cheshtita Anusarini Yeya. Pratima iti. This no, that I will now I am explaining. Pratima iti. He is worshipping a pratima. What is the meaning of pratima? Deity. Iyam seva, his service, na vrajendrasya bhava cheshtita anusarini, cannot be compared to the service of Nanda Maharaj. I hope you are able to understand. He is worshipping a deity in the mood of the deity being what? And himself being what? But his service cannot be compared to the service of whom? Nanda Maharaj. Why? So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, please repeat, Tena tu Sakshat Shri Krishnasya Eva Sevakrita Na tu Tat Pratimaya. So Tena tu, Nanda Maharaj directly served Shri Krishna, not to Pratima. Nanda Maharaj did not serve what? Deity. Now I started scratching my head, because for the first time I am seeing a Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya differentiate between direct service to Krishna and service to. Till this point of time, whatever I was taught, I knew that there is no service, no difference between service to deity and direct service to Krishna. For the first time, I am hearing an Acharya give a difference between service to deity and service directly to Krishna. I became interested. I noted down that particular paragraph. But what came after that took me by immense surprise. Are you ready to hear the bad news?
Yes.
Please repeat after me. Tasmat sadhakena tu sakshat darshana asambhavat tat pratimaya eva seva kartavya. Therefore, since the practicing devotee can never attain a direct darshan of Krishna, therefore the practicing devotee should always engage in service of the deity. Did you hear? Huh? Since the practicing devotee can never attain what? Direct darshan of Krishna. Therefore, the practicing devotee should serve only the deity. I said, what is going on? I am practicing devotee. I am sadhak. And for me, he is saying, since I cannot attain direct darshan of Krishna, therefore I should engage in serving the deity. My mind resists statements like this. If Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur would be physically present, I would go to him and say, my pranams, and I have one doubt. In one purport, you are saying darshan is the 13th stage. In another purport, you are saying darshan is not possible. So these are both purports with references where you have written. Can you resolve this for me? My misfortune is that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is not physically present. And if I go to the devotees and if I tell them that, well, I cannot see Krishna, I cannot see Krishna face to face, the devotees are saying, Prabhu, just see the deity in the temple. So I said, Prabhu, I can't explain to you. They see there is some difference. No, there is no difference. No, Prabhu, there is some difference. No, there is no difference. Don't be an offender. So how should I tell them that the previous acharyas have made a slight difference between service to deity and service to Krishna? Another part of my mind said maybe there was a mistake in copying the manuscript of the commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti. Sometimes there are scribal errors. So I thought, see, in ISKCON something is confirmed when it is confirmed from how many sources? Three sources. Right now I have how many sources? One. I don't have other two sources. I said, maybe it was some manuscript error. Let's move ahead. But pretty soon, my worst fears were to be confirmed because I got the second confirmation also. I was reading through the 6 Sandarbhas of Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sandarbha number 4 is Krishna Sandarbha. There are 6 Sandarbhas. First is Tattva Sandarbha, second is Bhagavad Sandarbha, third is Paramatma Sandarbha, fourth is Krishna Sandarbha, fifth is Bhakti Sandarbha, sixth is Priti Sandarbha. There are 6 Sandarbhas. I was reading through the 4th Sandarbha, Krishna Sandarbha, and in Krishna Sandarbha, Sri Jiva Goswami has written an auto commentary on his own Sandarbha called Sarva Samvadini. In that auto commentary, he quoted a verse that I had never seen before. And I am quoting the verse. Please repeat after me. Pratyaksharupa Drigdevo Drishyate na kalau harihi Kritadishu eva tenaisha Triyugaha paripathyate. Pratyaksha Rupa Dhrik Devo, by taking a direct form, our Deva, our Lord, Drishyate na, is not seen. Kalau, in which age, dear devotees? Kali Yuga. Hari, our Bhagwan is not directly seen in which age? Kali Yuga. Acha, Kritadishu eva, in the remaining 3, Krita, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, he is seen directly face to face. Therefore, one of his name is Triyugaha, the Lord who is seen only in how many ages? 3 ages. Are? Dear devotees, those who could not attain the eligibility to take birth in Satya Yuga, the rejected ones from Satya Yuga ended up in Treta. Those who could not attain the eligibility for Treta ended up in which yuga? And the rejected of the rejected of the rejected ended up in which yuga? And my misfortune is I am born in which yuga? So I am a rejected of rejected of rejected. And for me it was said, in age of Kali I cannot see Krishna face to face. Now things are getting serious. Acha. I thought maybe I will not find the final, evidence. But my happiness was short-lived. My hope was short-lived. Very soon I also found the third evidence, which confirmed my worst fears. Once I was reading through Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a section where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is visiting Sri Vrindavan. When he is visiting Sri Vrindavan, there is a particular ashram where he is staying, a kutir, bhajan kutir where he is staying. One fine morning, some pilgrims come and visit Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking, how are you? Is everything okay? Let it be, Mahaprabhu. Have you heard? What? Nowadays at night, on the banks of the Yamuna, if you go, you can see Kaliya, Krishna dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. Acha? At night? I thought in Dwapar Yuga it was in day. In Kali Yuga it is seen in night. Yes, Mahaprabhu, you should come tonight and see Krishna dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu laughed and said, I am okay here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused. Next day, some other pilgrims came and said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you must come. Before the sight disappears, you must come and see Krishna dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. Every night there is some vision. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu laughed and said, no problem. You people go. I am okay here. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal assistant was Balabhadra Bhattacharya. He got a little curious. He raised his hand, Mahaprabhu, can I go tonight and see Krishna dancing on the hoods of Kaliya? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu laughed and said, Balabhadra Bhattacharya, you are born in Brahmin family, you don't know the Siddhanta. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lovingly slapped him and then said something. Please repeat after me. This is directly from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna kene darshana dibe kali kale nija brahme murkha loka kare kolahale. Krishna kene darshan dibe kali kale. Why will Krishna give darshan in the age of Kali? I am quoting Prabhupada's translation directly. Nija brahme murkha loka kare kolahale. Foolish people who are mistaken are agitated and simply causing a big tumult. This is Prabhupada's exact words. Why will Krishna give darshan in the age of Kali? Now at least it is confirmed, dear devotees, because translation is by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So dear devotees, 10 years after I began the process, I come to realize that I cannot get darshan of Krishna. Alright, so this was the class. Srila Prabhupada ki. I told you the Siddhanta. Everybody is happy? Hare? So let's end with the Siddhanta or darshan, no darshan. When I heard this particular thing, dear devotees, one part of me was angry. This is something which should have been written on the first page of the new books that are given to people. You know? Not that 10 years later in some obscure commentary I find that you cannot get darshan. Another part of me was saying better to leave right now, you know. Dear devotee, is there a resignation letter from ISKCON? Have you seen? No. I wish there would be, you know. Dear Bhagwan Krishna, I came with the hope that one day I will be able to see you. After 10 years, I realize that I will not be able to see you. I hereby resign. No longer your servant. So, actually, there is, you know, Prabhupada used to say, you are hopelessly attached to the process, therefore you will never give up. That is what Prabhupada used to say. But I was in great depression. Why should I live my life if I know I am not going to get darshan of Krishna? And every morning I used to wake up, put my hands in the bead bag, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Anyways, you are not going to see Krishna. So in this way, there was immense depression on my mind. And few months passed like that, I could not come to any conclusion. And you know, things like this you cannot discuss with others. After a few months, that particular month came in which everybody rushes to Vrindavan. Which month? See, everybody knows. Huh? So everybody was booking their tickets to go to Vrindavan, train tickets. So I was in Mumbai, train tickets. We just one overnight journey, you reach Vrindavan. So devotees asked me, Prabhu, are you coming? I said, what will I do? We'll visit temple, we'll get darshan. Arey Baba, you do what darshan? What darshan are you speaking about? Prabhu, darshan of the deity. It is the same as seeing Krishna. Prabhu, let it be. I don't have the willpower to explain to you that there is some difference between direct darshan and darshan of the deity. But somebody got for me one tatkal ticket. You know what is tatkal ticket? One day before you get in emergency quota, that is tatkal ticket. It was wait listed. It means if it is not confirmed, you stay back. If it is confirmed, you go. So I got confirmed. Somehow I ended up in Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, I went to see the temple which is very close to my heart, Shri Shri Radha Damodar. In this mandir, Radha Damodar mandir, there is Srila Rupa Goswami, who is Adya Acharya, the original Acharya of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And there is Srila Jiva Goswami, the Adya Tikakar, the original commentator of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Then there is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Samadhi also here. There is Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also in the Radha Damodar Mandir. Then there is Srila Prabhupada also. All of them are there in one place, that is Radha Damodar Mandir. I went to Radha Damodar Mandir. I was, I was looking at Sri Sri Radha Damodar and I was praying, Bhagwan, I am not happy at all because everybody says seeing you is the same as seeing Krishna. I know there is a difference. And the Acharyas have said there is a difference. So, and I also know that in this age of Kali Yuga, I will not be able to get a darshan. So I don't know what I should live for. And at the same time, I'm also confused because the same Acharya, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, said that darshan is stage number. So that is yet not resolved. And there's nobody who can help me in this regard. At least you do something. The devotees, when I was there in the Kartik Mas, they sing a song. Which song do they sing? Damodar Ashtakam. They're singing Damodar Ashtakam. And Damodar Ashtakam, I started noticing there is something peculiar. I noticed one thing which I had not noticed before, especially when it came to verse number 4 and verse number 5. So, do we know verse number 4? Varam deva moksham na mokshavadhim va na chanyam vrineham vareshadapiha idam te vapurnatha gopalamanam sada me manasya virastam. Last line. Sada me manasya virastam. This phrase manasya virastam stuck with me because the next verse will repeat this phrase. Idam te mukhambojam atyanta nilay vritam kuntalay snigdha raktaisya gopya muhuschumbitam bimbaratadharam me manasya virastamalam. In two consequent subsequent verses the same phrase is repeated. Which phrase is repeated? Manasya virastam. Manasi, in my mind, in my heart, avirastam, appear. Oh Damodar, appear in my heart, appear in my mind. But if I have read my Sanskrit poetics correctly, to repeat a particular phrase in subsequent verses is actually a fault in poetry. It is called the fault of repetition. You should not repeat, otherwise it leads to a fault. Unless there is a specific reason for repeating it. And second thing is, why is the author of Damodar Ashtakam? Does anybody know who is the author of Damodar Ashtakam? Satyavrat Muni. He was born in Satya Yuga. In Satya Yuga, you can see Bhagwan face to face. Isn't it? Bhagwan can be seen in how many yugas? 3 yugas. One is named 3 yuga. In Satya Yuga, you can see Bhagwan face to face. Why, Satyavrat Muni, are you praying for Bhagwan to appear in your heart? Why not just ask Damodar to appear in front of you? So that question now started troubling me again. See, this is the problem with being an overthinker. When questions get inside your mind, there is no way to resolve them, then you keep thinking about them. What to do, what to do. Why is the same phrase being repeated in 2 subsequent verses? There is help. If I can get some help, it will be most appreciated. I realized that the Damodar Ashtakam Vaishnava Sampradaya was compiled in the literature named Hari Bhakti Vilas. And the Hari Bhakti Vilas fortunately has the Sanskrit commentary of Sri Sanatan Goswami. Did Sri Sanatan Goswami notice the same thing that I noticed? I must go to my room and check if Sanatan Goswami noticed the same issue that I am noticing. What is the issue, dear devotees? Repeating the same phrase twice. I left temple immediately. Rushed back home. My computer. Open. Hari Bhakti Vilas. I scan of the text. And I saw Sri Sanatan Goswami has elaborate commentary on the entire Damodar Ashtakam verses. Fortunately, Sri Sanatan Goswami had noticed that the phrase was repeating. And then Sri Sanatan Goswami made a comment there. And the comment that he made, I am repeating it as it is. Please repeat after me. Antar Darshan Mahatmyam Cha Shri Brihad Bhagavatamrite Uttarakhande Vivritya Uktam Asti. He introduces a new term that I had never heard before. The devotees, Antardarshan. Now my mind is again a little hopeful. I am telling you the reference. Those of you who want to look up the reference, please look up this reference, because no quoting without Goswami's commentary to which part of Hare Vilas gives duties according. There is a duty we should perform, and that is Damodar Ashtakam. So the Hari Bhakti Vilas list, it gives the entire Damodar Ashtakam. And in fourth verse of Damodar Ashtakam, in the commentary of Sri Sanatan Goswami, commentary is called Digdarshini, the commentary which shows the correct direction, Digdarshini. So in that commentary he has mentioned Antardarshan Mahatmyam. Why is Satyavrat Muni asking the Lord to give Antardarshan? Darshan where? Within the heart, not darshan with the eyes. He says, look in Shri Brihad Bhagavatamritam Uttarakhand, latter half. Brihad Bhagavatamrita, very big literature. Chapter number, verse number, no, nothing like that. Just look in the latter half. Oh my goodness, to solve one doubt, I have to read. Chalo, no problem. So I opened latter half of Brihad Bhagavatamritam. So really studying. Finally, I came across that section where it is described. We are devotees. The latter half of Brihad Bhagavatamritam is about a devotee boy whose name is Gopakumar. Many of us might have heard about him. Gopakumar is a boy who is given a mantra about his worshipable deity is Madan Gopal, Sri Krishna. And his guru, his name is Jayant. His guru Jayant has given him a Gopal mantra. He chants that Gopal mantra, and by chanting that Gopal mantra, he is experiencing Krama Mukti. He is elevating one planet, is going higher by one planet. There is Sadhyo Mukti, instant liberation, where you don't stop over. And then there is Krama Mukti, where you make a temporary stopover in every planet. So which Mukti is he experiencing? Krama Mukti. He is experiencing Krama Mukti. And he is gradually going to meet his Lord Madan Gopal in Golok Vrindavan. But when he is elevating himself, he comes across a planet in this universe which is called Tapolok. Tapolok is the planet of the yogis. In this planet, there are the 9 sons of Bhagavan Rishabdev, saying their name are Navayogendras. They are described in the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Amongst the Navayogendra, there is one particular son of Lord Rishabdev. His name is Pippalayan. Pippalayan sees that Gopakumar is traveling planet to planet. He asks Gopakumar, stop, come here. And he asks Gopakumar a question. What he says in the Brihad Bhagavatamritam, I am repeating, please repeat after me. Katham va brahmasi drashtum Drigbhyam tam parameshwaram. Gopakumar, why are you roaming from one planet to another planet? Gopakumar says, I want to see my Lord face to face. Acha, which Lord? Madan Gopal. Acha, Gopakumar, sit down. First hear me out. Gopakumar sits down. Then Pippalayan Muni changes some concepts in his mind. Gopakumar, tell me. And then he asks him a few questions. Dear devotees, I am going to ask you a few questions. Acha, please raise your hands or say yes or no. Okay? How many of us want to see Krishna face to face? Chalo. Everybody raised their hand. Now, first question asked by Pippalayan Muni. You will be given 2 options, out of which you can select only one. You can't say both. Right? Only one option you can select. Option A. You will see Krishna through the eyes but feel nothing in the heart. Option B. You will see Krishna in the heart but nothing through the eyes. Which option do you want? Hare, you changed your... In one question you changed? Huh? So Pipalayan Muni says, Gopakumar, understand one thing. The eyes are an optical instrument. After seeing Krishna through the eyes, the happiness will be experienced where? The eyes or the heart? So, what is the actual sense organ of experiencing happiness? So, Gopakumar, why indirectly see through another instrument and experience happiness through another instrument? Why not just directly perceive it in the instrument of happiness and have which darshan? Antardarshan. Through Antardarshan, the instrument of seeing Bhagwan and the instrument of experiencing happiness is the same, right? The eyes only carry the form of Krishna, held by that. Acha. Acha, Gopakumar, answer one more question. Dear devotees, I am posing the question to you. A person who is born blind in this world cannot see any object of the world. He can't see this table, this phone, this bottle, anything in this world. Can a blind man see Krishna? Where? Ah. Dear devotees, so even a blind man can have which darshan? Antardarshan. A blind man cannot have Bahir darshan, but a blind man can have which darshan? Antardarshan. Dear devotees, there are some individuals in this world who are born without eyes. Some individuals born without the sense of hearing. Some individuals born without, some individuals born without speech. Huh? But is there any individual born without a heart, the capability to remember? Everybody has been gifted with a what? Heart. Some may have less memory, some may have more memory, but everybody is gifted with the capability to experience happiness and sadness through the heart. In that regard, everybody is equal. So, dear devotees, I will ask you one last question, right? If it is told to you that you will immediately go to Dwapar Yuga right now, in a universe where Dwapar Yuga is going on, you will immediately be transported there and you will be able to see Shri Krishna face to face. How many will take that option? Raise your hands. You will see Krishna face to face like Duryodhan saw. Nine. Like Shakuni saw. Like Dushasan saw. Like Jarasan saw. Like Shishupal saw. How many want to go and see Krishna face to face? Raise your hands. No? Nobody? Alright. Direct offer is available. Go and see Krishna face to face. Didn't Duryodhan see Krishna face to face? Duryodhan had Bahir Darshan, but Duryodhan did not have which Darshan? Antardarshan. So dear devotees, between Bahir Darshan and Antar Darshan, which Darshan is more important? Because Antar Darshan is only available to a person who has crossed stage number 12. What is stage number 12? Bahir stages even to those deep Krishna. Have which darshan, dear devotees? Antar darshan. Therefore, in the Damodar Ashtakam is praying for which darshan? Although he is born in which yuga? Satya Yuga. This is Mahatmya. This is the glory of which darshan? Antar darshan. Dear devotees, this darshan is still possible in which yuga? Kali. Now, then I realized actually all the acharyas are praying for which darshan? Antar darshan. Damodar Ashtakam. Alright, then Mama Mana Mandire Ranishi Dine Krishna Murari, Shri Krishna Murari. Mama Mana Mandir. Why not Mama Nayana Mandire? In the temple of my eyes, no? In the temple of my heart. Stay always. Acha. प्रेमांजन चुरित भक्ति विलोचनेना संत सदैव हृदयेषु. What is hridayeshu? The saintly souls always see Krishna where? In their, not in their eyes. Premanjana, only after receiving the eyes of what? Prema. After crossing which stage? Stage number 12, Prema. Then the saintly souls are always able to have which darshan, dear devotees? Antardarshan. So this is the Mahatmya, this is the glory of Antardarshan. This, dear devotees, is very important to understand. But there are still some devotees in Kali Yuga who got Bahir Darshan. I will give a few examples. Didn't Shri Madhavendra Puri also get Bahir Darshan? Didn't he see Krishna face to face in Kali Yuga? Yes. Didn't Shri Rupa Goswami also get Bahir Darshan? Yes. In 1965, Srila Prabhupada boarded which ship? He sacrificed everything for carrying out the order of his spiritual master. His family life was disrupted. His business totally disrupted. He gave up everything for the sake of satisfaction of Bhagavan. Still, he had to beg from door to door for asking one ticket to come to the United States. This was the condition, dear devotees. If today it is said, Srila Prabhupada wants to come to the United States, how many people will sponsor a ticket? Huh? Not business class, president's jet. We will buy the old jet from a president, and we will say, no, the president's jet will come send for. In those days, it was difficult to get a ticket on a ship, cargo ship. He went to Sumati Morarji. She was a pious lady from Pushti Marg Sampradaya, and he requested, can you please give me a ticket to go to America? Swamiji, why do you want to go? You will die there. Don't go. No, I want to go. Even if I die there, I want to go. Swamiji, I will give you a ticket, but I will give you a return ticket. If you don't like it there, you can come back in 6 months whenever you want. He said, all right. In his mind, he had no plan of returning, but he took the return ticket. He boarded Jaladuta, and there was nobody except for one son who came to see him. He had 40 rupees in his pocket, and he had a trunk of Srimad Bhagavatam, which was translated and published by Gita Press, Gorakhpur, by his dear friend Sri Hanuman Prasad Poddar. That is what he had in his possession. And then Srila Prabhupada boarded the Jaladuta ship, and dear devotees, within 2 days, there was another calamity that struck. What was it? How many heart attacks? 2 heart attacks, one after the other. The devotees, at one point of time, in that cabin, which had only one round window, one circular window, nothing else. The devotees, Srila Prabhupada had a heart attack, 2 heart attacks, and at one point of time, it seemed as if it is not going to happen. Dear devotees, even in this situation, Srila Prabhupada did not give up his most important quality, his favorability towards Bhagavan. And Prabhupada said, Bhagavan, if I have to fail today, let me fail in your seva. Usually, dear devotees, Krishna does not appear face to face in Kali Yuga, especially not in a metal container. Bhagavan appears with a golden chariot. But on that particular night, Sri Krishna appeared in that particular cabin. And he kept his hand on Prabhupada's chest and said, Abhay, it's okay. I'll take care. Now I'll ensure that you attain success. This, dear devotees, in 1965 was Bahir Darshan. And then Prabhupada also had an Antar Darshan. He saw all the incarnations of the Lord driving the ship. He didn't come out of the ship and saw it. This was which darshan? Antar darshan. But he got one Bahir darshan on that particular night. So, in an exceptional situation, Krishna may give which darshan? Bahir darshan. But the main darshan for all yugas is which darshan, dear devotees? Antar darshan. This fact we have to understand. Thakur, his life is success once. Then I again. And then the next two lines he had written something. Please repeat after me. Janam safalata Krishna darshanaya bhagye ho yache ek bar. His life is successful who gets a darshan of Krishna at least how many times? Once. Immediate next line. Vikasiya hrinayana Hare Krishna darshana Chade jiva chittera Hrinayana, only by developing the eyes of the heart. Kari Krishna darshan. Krishna's darshan gives up all the contamination of the heart. So even in that song, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur had spoken about which darshan? Antar darshan. So dear devotees, that is the darshan which is considered to be the most important in any yoga. Now I will end with one point. In the spiritual world, let's say all of us in this life attain success and go back home, back to Godhead. Although that's not the main goal of Bhakti, but let's say we end up going to Goloka Vrindavan. In Goloka Vrindavan, let's say we all receive some body of a cowherd or something like that. Dear devotees, will we be able to see Krishna constantly? Yes or no? Constantly. Let's say, some individual receives the body of a young gopi. So they see Krishna in the morning, he's taking his cows and cowherd boys, he's going into the forest. When he goes into the forest, even in the spiritual world, are we able to see Krishna through the eyes when he goes into the forest? No. But even at that time, they are able to see Krishna where? So constant 24-hour non-stop darshan, even in the spiritual world, is only one type of darshan. Which darshan is that? Antar darshan. And that is the Mahatya. That is the glory of Antar darshan. Right. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Yadatra skaritam kinchid vidvamsa purayantu tat. Yadatra saushtavam kinchit tad guroreva mena. Yadatra skalitam kinchit. If there was any mistake in what I spoke, vidvamsa, your learned devotees, purayantu tat. Please correct any mistakes. Yadatra saushtavam kinchit. But if there's anything nice, please remember, tad guroreva. It belongs to my gurujanas. Menahi. It doesn't belong to me. Right? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So, Prabhu, you have to tell me if we have time for question and answers and how we. Okay. So, if somebody wants to ask something or somebody has a comment or something like criticism, I didn't like this, why did you say this? Yes.
No, I just want to add to all the wonderful. I just wanted to add to what you said, because Prabhupada many times would say, don't try to see Krishna. He was asked about seeing Krishna face to face, in different situations by different people. But he would say so often, do not try to see Krishna. Try to act in such a way that Krishna will want to see you.
So that statement actually came from his own guru, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I was told this statement many times.
I'm sorry.
I was told this statement many times. When I used to say, I want to see Krishna. Don't try to see Krishna. Try to act in a way that Krishna will come and see you. Something about that statement I wouldn't like. Should I tell you what I didn't like about that statement?
Yes.
That statement was made by individuals who have already seen Krishna. Isn't it? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Shikshashtakam, Ashlishya va padaratam pinashtubam adarshanan marma hatam karotuva. You may leave me broken hearted by not giving me darshan. Adarshanan. So devotee used to see the mood of Mahaprabhu. I said that is different because he has seen Krishna and then Krishna disappeared. That is the condition of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the condition of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. That is the condition of Srila Prabhupada. My condition is different. I never saw even once. Actually, Sri Rupa Goswami differentiates between these two things in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. There are two terms, dear devotees, please repeat. Viyog, Ayog. Viyog is separation after union. Ayog is somebody who has never seen Krishna. So, most of us are in Viyog or Ayog. So, when somebody says, don't try to see Krishna. So, I appreciate that very much. But I know that that statement comes from acharyas who are in Viyog. But I am in which condition? Ayog. So, but I really appreciate that. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
I remember.
Yes, Prabhu. Take mine.
I remember Narada Muni when he made this Bhakti Vedantas and he did service and they gave him mercy. He was when he traveled alone. Then he stopped and he started meditating on Krishna and he saw Krishna and then Krishna disappeared and he said, those who are not perfect in service hardly can see me, but I gave you darshan just to increase your desire to achieve me.
Yes. So that darshan, Prabhu, was which darshan? Antar darshan or Bahir darshan?
I think Bahir Antar,
Okay,
right?
I will
In the
quote
heart.
the exact verse, all right? Please, dear devotees, repeat after me. This is Bhagavatam first canto, Narad Muni's experience. Please repeat. Dhyayatas charanambojam bhava nirjita chetasa autkanthya kalakshasya hridyasin me shanair harihi. This is Narad Muni's direct words. Dhyayatas charanam bhojam. In the forest, I was meditating on Bhagavan's feet. Bhava nirjita chetasa. When I meditated, I suddenly crossed onto the stage of Bhava Bhakti. I was earlier in Asakti, the stage of Asakti. Then I crossed into which stage? Bhav. Outkanthya Shru Kalama. Suddenly my eyes started filling up with tears. And Hridi Asin. Suddenly in my heart. Shanai. Gradually there appeared Harihi. Who appeared in my heart? Hari. So this was his Antar Darshan. Narad Muni's. And then Bhagavan appeared and Bhagavan's statement. Hantasmin janmani bhavan mamam trashtami harasi. Avipakva kashayanam durdarshoham kuyoginam. Hanta as Narad, in this life, you will not be able to see me again. I didn't see you face to face. Still, even in the heart, you will not be able to see me again. Why? Those who still have material contamination remaining, are kuyogis, they are imperfect yogis. For them, I am hardly visible. Arey baap re, after doing all this, what material contamination is remaining in that? So it's not any major contamination. It was the desire of the Lord that in that life he will only attain till the stage of bhav. And Sri Rupa Goswami explains in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, even in the stage of bhav, some very little material contamination may still remain. But that contamination is fully eradicated on the next stage. What comes after bhav? Prem. So only on the stage of prem is the contamination fully eradicated. In the stage of bhav, the devotee receives glimpses, flashing glimpses of Bhagwan coming and disappearing. In the stage of prema, he has the constant vision, samadhi. So that is Narad Muni's antar darshan that he received in his previous life as a result of the mercy that he got from the Bhakti Vedantas. So I'd like to quote that verse from Narad Muni. Prabhu, you have Vedabase? Please open this. Online also. First canto. Narad Muni describes his previous life, that chapter.
Narada's instructions, experience of Narada is there, Narada's instructions is there.
Okay.
Conversation between Narada and Vyasa.
Yeah. 16th verse of chapter 6. Is it Dhyayatas Charanam Bhojam?
Yes.
Yeah, please read the translation.
As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, within my mind transformed in transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes, and without delay, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared on the lotus of my heart.
This was which darshan, dear devotees? Antardarshan. Very clearly, it was Antardarshan. So now we know the distinction between Antardarshan and Bahir. So I hope that answers your query. But he got success in life by which darshan? Antardarshan. So it is much more preferable to first have that darshan. Bahir darshan, to Shakuni also had, Dushasan also had, Duryodhan also had. The main darshan is which darshan? Antar. Right? Anything else, dear devotees? Yes, sir.
Prabhu, I'm referring to the Premanjana Churita verse, where it says Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochana, where the eyes are tinged with the ointment of love. And the next line says, Santa Sadaiva Hridaya, so you see with the heart. It mentions both heart as well as with the eyes. Is it referring to both Antardarshan and Bahir Darshan?
No. What is the adhishthan? What is the location of sight mentioned? Eyes or heart? Heart. So the adhishthan is most important. What is the location in which you see? And Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. It is Bhakti Vilochan. Bhakti Yukta Vishishta Lochan. That special eyes endowed with Bhakti. That is Hridnayana. That is basically eyes of the heart. Yes, Prabhu, you wanted to say something?
I was thinking that Srila Prabhupada was in Jalgunda.
And because he went through so much sacrifice, that's why Krishna, in that cabin also, Krishna came and personally gave him darshan. So that statement, don't try to see Krishna, act in a way that Krishna will. Before that, he had not darshan. Maybe in Jhansi he had.
Many times he had darshan before also. But at least we know, in that particular instance, we know for sure there was a darshan. Previously, he might have had many times. Jhansi he had, but at least we know in that particular instance.
So because he was acting to fulfill the desire of his guru, that's why Krishna personally came and gave darshan. Can't we say like that?
We could say like that. But when it is said don't try to see Krishna, does the desire immediately disappear within our heart, or is it still remain? Why does the desire still remain even though the Guru Janas are saying don't try to see Krishna? If we dig into the root of that, so once the Guru Janas say don't try to see Krishna, and the desire should disappear from our heart. The fact is the desire doesn't disappear from our heart. Why? Because the acharyas come from a point of view of viyog, and the jiva comes from a point of view of ayog. Therefore, although the acharyas say, the jiva cannot easily accept the fact that I have never seen Krishna. The jiva wants to see Krishna. So I am not saying that the statement is somehow incorrect. I am saying it is correct. From the point of view of viyog, it is correct. Somebody who saw once and then lost the vision, and then says, don't try to see. But again, don't try to see, but Krishna will come whenever he wants to come. That is all right. But one vision at least. Then that statement is good. I should know how Krishna looks. That is very important.
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also showed himself to so many devotees. So that's in Kali Yuga only.
Yeah, that is in Kali. But is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered as an incarnation in Shastra? He's hidden incarnation.
No, but he showed his form as Krishna
Of course, to very select people.
to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramandara.
And so that is very, very select devotees. But the remaining of us are in that general category where we cannot get direct darshan of Krishna so easily. Only if we are in the exceptions, we may get. But even if we don't get Bahir darshan, it is sufficient to get which darshan? Like Narad Muni got in his previous life. Yes, Mataji.
So you said that Bahir Darsan, Dhritarashtra and everybody, they got the
Dhritarashtra
Bahir.
didn't even get Bahir darshan.
He didn't
Dhritarashtra was
get it.
blind.
I mean the okay,
Duryodhan.
Duryodhan.
Yeah, yeah. Dhritarashtra? Sanjay
Yeah,
got
Sanjay.
No, Dhritarashtra in the assembly, when they were trying to tie him, bind him,
Yeah.
then he says that I'll give you vision at least to see me right now.
Ah.
Immediately takes
Yeah, yeah. That is the instance when he saw.
Only one instance.
One instant. Chalo, some good fortune. Yeah.
So that Bahir Darsan you are comparing with the same Prabhupada. So how that Bahir Darsan will be, how do you separate them? Like seeing from the
Because Prabhupada not only has Bahir darshan, Prabhupada
Yeah, the
also has Vij
Antar-darshan
darshan.
too.
Antar-darshan. Duryodhan has Bahir darshan, but Duryodhan doesn't have Vij darshan. Antar-darshan. That's the difference between a devotee like Srila Prabhupada and a non-devotee like Duryodhan. Yes, Mataji.
I think Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that you can see Krishna through your ears when you hear from the pure devotees, and sometimes the pure devotees recite the pastime in such a way that you can actually see the pastime going on. So, what is a way to get other than this? Like, what are some of the qualities that we can get to get the Antardarshan of Krishna?
See, when a pure devotee speaks about Krishna Lila, the pure devotee is able to evoke Smaran. Smaran is reminiscence. What is the meaning? Does anybody know what is the meaning of the term reminiscence?
remaining.
Fond remembrance. Remembrance with rasa is called reminiscence. Right now? Okay, let's reminisce something right now. The time in childhood when you were writing the exam before summer vacation, you remember? No. I'll make it very nice, sweet. Do you see yourself writing the final answer of the final exam before vacation begins? Do you remember? Huh? And then you are writing the last sentence. And then you come back home. And now you throw your bag somewhere it cannot be found for 2 months. This is not just a remembrance. This is a reminiscence. So pure devotees' words are able to produce not just remembrance, They are able to produce remembrance imbued with rasa. And there is a term for that in English. What is the term? Reminiscence of Krishna Lila. This is Smaran. But darshan is of a different category. Smaran, when it becomes paripakwa, when it matures, it turns into dharana. Dharana is concentrated smaran. When dharana becomes more mature, it turns into dhyan, fixed meditation. When dhyan becomes mature, it turns into dhruvanusmriti. Spontaneously, pastimes come, you don't have to put any effort. And when dhruvanusmriti is perfected, it turns into samadhi. And at the stage of samadhi, one gets darshan. So hearing a pure devotee of the Lord helps you to come to the stage of smaran. And from smaran, you progress to dharana, dhyan, dhruvanusmriti, and go to samadhi. In samadhi, you are able to get darshan because in samadhi, you have already reached prema. So that is what was said by him. That is the vision of a pure devotee. Sthavar jangama dekhe na tar murti sarvatra hoya nija ishtadeva spurti. So that is Uttam Adhikari, Premi Bhakta. He everywhere he sees Krishna. That is a different thing altogether. But yeah, that is on the stage of prema. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
So probably this, you talk about this Viyog and Ayog. Usually we never hear other term, Ayog.
Yeah.
What do acharyas talk about that for a sadhaka?
Ayog is a person who has never seen Krishna before.
Right.
Rupa Goswami defines in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And he gives one or two examples of Ayog, of devotees who received their first darshan, what were the transformations of the body, etc. So that is, he gives example of Ayog. And then he gives example of Viyog. Viyog is Purva Drishtam Hari. Purva Drishtam. First you have seen Hari, then Adrishtam, then he has disappeared.
Right.
That is Viyog. For example, in the Ras Leela, the gopis first saw. After seeing, then he disappears. So that is Viyog or Ayog? Viyog. That is Viyog. A sadhaka who has never seen before, he sees for the first time. But one who has never seen before, he is experiencing Ayog, no contact. Non-contact is called Ayog. Viyog is separation. Are we experiencing separation or no contact? What are we experiencing? No contact. That is our stage. Because if we would be experiencing separation, there are dasha, 10 stages of separation. We are not experiencing any of the stage of separation.
But our acharyas, books everywhere, they talk about Viyoga.
Yeah.
Never talk about Ayog.
Ayog.
Actually.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going. Is there any contextual thing that is given for a sadhaka like
Yeah. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Sindhu? Okay.
There's Purva Rag also, which is also not, they have not met yet, but there is that.
Purva Rag is after Prem in Siddhavastha. For a sadhak, what is Purva? Let's not confuse sadhak dasha and siddha dasha. Siddha dasha. Once you get a spiritual body, you take birth with Krishna in the spiritual world. And that is the body of a gopi or a manjari. And then when Krishna is growing up, you are growing up. Then you start hearing, oh, that's that boy of Nanda. Oh, have you heard? Wow, he's so beautiful. Achha. You don't talk to him. So from a distance you see. But you can't go and meet him openly. Why? Because society is a big hurdle. So, oh, wow. Can we go talk to him? So this is Purvarak. So, then later Krishna arranges the union. He lifts Govardhan. Everybody is glancing at him. That is Milan. So that is how Purvarag is actually stage of separation. It is a stage of Viraha, Viyoga.
But they have never met before, right? But it is in
Never met before in the sense they have seen him, but formal meeting, like official meeting, introduction to each other has not happened. But they have seen him. But they can't freely speak. Jiva Goswami says, Prasange Chavik Shansprihitam. The desire to meet is there. The desire to see constantly is there. They have seen him. They are attracted to him. That is in Siddha Avastha. Yes, Prabhuji.
So, Prabhuji, I want to come back to the original point about seeing the deities. Is it even one of these two darshans?
Oh, wow. Is it one of these two darshan? Yeah, because darshan has many meanings. One meaning of darshan is also philosophy. Philosophy is also known as what? Darshan. Your vision of the world is also called as darshan. We call it Gaudiya Vaishnav darshan. The Gaudiya Vaishnav outlook. Outlook is also known as darshan. One meaning of darshan is outlook. One meaning of darshan is glancing through the eye. So, like in the Bhagavatam, it is described, Ambarish Maharaj used his eyes for darshan of the deities. In that sense, darshan means to glance at the deity form of the Lord. That is darshan, certainly. But sakshat darshan, there is a distinction between vigraha darshan and sakshat darshan. But Gaudiya Vaishnavas usually don't like to differentiate, because Chaitanya Charitamrita has statements, Pratima nahi tumi sakshat Rajendra Kumar, you are not a deity, you are directly son of Nandama. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sentiment, his emotions. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't see any difference between deity and Bhagavan. For him, he is seeing Shyam Sundar. And the Acharyas also know that everybody is not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Acharyas do have some differentiation for us poor sadhakas who cannot see Shyam Sundar directly when they are having darshan of the Shri Vigraha. Okay. Okay. Chalo, let's pause here. Alankar Prabhu went outside. He's outside. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Prabhu ki. So devotees, do not forget, tomorrow there is a Bhagavatam class in the temple, 7:45. Right? Yeah, 7.